March 1st, 1950 was anticipated to be like any other Wednesday in Beatrice, Nebraska. A choir group in the town was preparing to meet for their weekly practice at the Westside Baptist Church at 7:25 p.m. Typically, each of the 15 choir members arrived early, as their choir leader was quite strict about punctuality. However, that particular evening, something unusual happened. They were all late. This tardiness ultimately saved their lives, as the church exploded at around the same time they would have normally been inside. Reverend Klempel, the church's pastor, had arrived at the church in the afternoon to prepare for the evening practice. He lit the furnace around 4:30 p.m. to warm up the church by the time the choir members arrived later. Satisfied with his preparations, he returned home for dinner. At 7:25 p.m., when the choir practice was scheduled to start, a massive explosion rocked Beatrice, Nebraska. The Westside Baptist Church had exploded into a million pieces. The force was so intense that it caused power outages all over town, shattered windows in surrounding houses, and even forced the local radio station off the air. Following an investigation by the local fire marshal, it was determined that the explosion had likely been caused by a leaking natural gas pipe that had been ignited by the lit furnace. What makes this story truly remarkable is that all 15 choir members survived. They weren't inside the building at the time of the explosion, not because they had somehow managed to escape, but because every single one of them had been uncharacteristically late that evening. For example, Reverend Klempel and his wife were delayed because their 18-month-old daughter, Marilyn Ruth, had soiled her dress, and they had to wait for her to be ready. The choir director, Mrs. F.E. Paul, was late because her daughter and the choir's pianist, Marilyn, wouldn't wake up from their nap until 7:15 p.m., leaving them barely enough time to straighten up and head out the door. Herbert Kipp, a lathe operator, was late because he had been working on an important letter that needed to be sent to denomination headquarters. He wanted to finish it and mail it off on his way to the church. Others had various reasons for their tardiness, from getting caught up in conversations to helping with missionary meetings and simply procrastinating. Stenographer Joyce Black, for instance, admitted she was feeling just plain lazy that evening. The question that lingers is whether this was merely a string of coincidences or the result of divine intervention. Some believe it was a series of unrelated events that miraculously aligned, while others, including the choir members, see it as a divine miracle that saved their lives. The mystery of March 1st, 1950, in Beatrice, Nebraska, continues to captivate and leave us pondering the boundaries of fate and faith. Enjoying the content? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our amazing community. Be sure to click on the bell icon so you never miss out on our future videos.